Hello! Welcome to another book review. It has been 11 months since I read the first book of this series. Did I remember everything that happened? Kind of. Did I rewatch my videos to make sure I'm not missing anything? Absolutely. Now what is this book I am talking about? It is Archmage Book 5, Awakening. And brother, let me tell you, I have feelings about the book. Why am I signed out? Technical difficulties. You know, Goodreads is getting on my nerves. They changed around a lot of things. That's not what this is about, but it's getting on my nerves a little. Alright, let me read you the summary, and then I'll get into the tea. Following the fateful duel between Robin and Balder, time has marched swiftly on. Under the firm hand of John B, all my homies hate John B, the people of Arrowood have begun constructing their new kingdom. His strict rule drives rapid progress, but unrest simmers beneath the surface. Many whispers that his half-sister might be the true heir the people need. As tensions rise, a power struggle brews, threatening the fragile foundation of Arrowood's future. Elsewhere on the island, Jimmy, now living with Draco and his family, feels the pull of destiny. Determined to continue his journey, he explores the wider world, healing those in need and seeking to clear Draco's name from the shadow of Soul's death. Along the way, he encounters new faces, old companions, awakening a longing for the friendships he left behind. In a land fractured by power, secrets, and unresolved grief, Jimmy's path may be the key to healing more than just wounds. It may reunite the people once divided. This book is a roller coaster. Why? Because a lot of people don't like to stay dead. Not complaining. Freya sucks. John B sucks. Anyway, okay, alright, so John B, the Kierans, the Arrowood, whatever, and the Aquanites, they're all split up now. John B is now in rule once Robin died, because Robin was like, oh, I want to be able to mourn people because it sucks. Because what they used to do is someone would die and they'd be like, we're never talking about them again. Don't ever mention them. Forget about them. John B brought it back, so much so that he dramatically stomped on someone's grave marker that was just made. It was for a child and someone else. In my notes, these are my notes. Girl, overthrow him. Oh, this boy, this man-child was making me boil with rage. I was like, excuse you. Whew. There's John B, who was Robin's younger brother, etc., etc., if I remember correctly. And there was Elysia. That's how I'm gonna say it. Alysia. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. But you know what? That's my brain telling me what it is, and I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna run with it. We're gonna keep going. Elysia has a husband and a few kids, whatever. She's actually generous and kind, whereas John B is like, no. And he's like, I'm more important than you because I have royal blood. You don't mean anything to me because you are not royal. And she's like, these are people. We're all people. We should take care of each other. And he's like, no. I'm gonna lock up my castle and no one can come in even though they're starving and I'm having a bunch of food and I'm making people hunt for me so that I can eat while everyone else is starving. I don't like John B, can you tell? That's what he sounds like in my head. Like a little whiny baby. Because he's a little whiny baby. He's a little power trippy boy. Of all people to die, he should. No, I want him to have a redemption arc because I'm not that cold-hearted. But you know, girl, overthrow him. They also have another sibling called Carolyn. And she just kind of gets discarded for like the entire book. Not saying it was the author or whatever that made this happen or whatever. Not saying she was forgotten because she wasn't. John B locked her up in a room like Rapunzel. Girl's checked out too. She doesn't know what's happening around her a lot of times and she doesn't want to. And she's like, you know what? I just want to be in my bubble. She's going in my bubble. But she's like kind and stuff like that. She's just has her bubble. Mayor Eternal. I don't know. I don't think I ever talked about it. Maybe, no, I did, because they tried to put Destin? They tried to put Destin in it to revive him, but they couldn't because he was too far gone. Mayor Eternal is like a body of water that is healing crystals and stuff like that. They start using these crystals as currency, if I read that right, and another kingdom, the Aquanites, they actually started using it for building and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I'm looking through my notes. So, to get away from the Kierans and the whatever, to get away from the Kierans, they trek across the land that they're on, and they come across a bridge, and they find an old abandoned city, castle, kingdom. They're like, huh. Turns out there's something locked away in the mountains up high, and it has etching on the wall. I can't decide if I just missed what it was talking about, if I couldn't remember if it was actually something mentioned in the past books, which I don't think it would be because they weren't out here unless they were. I can't remember. Or if it's something that happened later that I'm thinking it might be, but I don't think that's be what it is, huh? Unless they were. Anyway, they decided to live there, and as John B rules with an iron fist and cruelty, the townsfolk start turning to his half-sister, Elysia, and they start talking about her actually being the ruler, and they start, you know, unrest. I won't spoil what happens with that, but that's that little thread. We have another little plot line going with Jimmy, our resident healer, who does want to clear Draco's name. Draco. All I'm thinking about is Harry Potter when I say Draco, because Malfoy is my boy. Okay, I'm no Potterhead, but I love Malfoy. Okay, all right. Anyway, he's traveling. He wants to learn more. He wants to heal people, etc. He has like 4 different mancing powers, or 5 or whatever, which is really dangerous because you could like go crazy, if I remember correctly, if you have too many, etc. Whatever. He's traveling. He heals a couple so that they can have a child. He also comes back across Freya. I guess I forgot that they knew each other. And literally, I saw her name, and this was my note when I saw her. Oh, Freya's here. She steps in to get Jimmy to heal Raven. Ugh. Anyway, that's the reason she has to get Jimmy to come with her back to Arrowood. To the Kieran people. Kieran, I think. Yeah. Because Raven is still in a coma. So, she needs to get what she deserves. She needs to get what she deserves, and I need to see it. I am fiending for it. Anyway, Jimmy does come across the Nox people again, so the Nox people come back up, which is great because someone from one of the town's villages, or whatever, left and fell in love with a Nox, had a baby, came back, brought that sickness with them from the boat from like a few books ago, like the second book, and people started dying like crazy. And so Jimmy was like, oh my gosh. And so he was able to actually heal all that. He healed quite a few people, some things. We learned some more stuff. He got to see kind of Freya, how she really is, and that she is not a good person, and she is kind of terrifying, and everyone's terrified of her. Oh, something ironically dramatic. Dramatic irony. Do you know what dramatic irony is? It's whenever the audience knows something that the characters do not. Jimmy confides into Freya about Draco not being the one to actually kill Sol, like on purpose. He actually tripped, and he confided in that. And I was like, you're telling her, of all people? I get it. But I just want to, you know, wring her neck. I have more notes about Freya, but I won't. It's more sassy comments about Freya, but I'm not going to say them out loud because there could be spoilers, so I'm not going to. Oh, there are these things called witch hunters. I don't think I talked about them in the other things. Rune apparently created the groups or whatever, and now they hunt down people that do magic. Even though he claims to use it, but he's actually under a guise, which I forgot until it was brought up again, and I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, and then Ross finds a girl he loves. That's more toward the end, and I won't spoil the rest of that. So, yeah, I don't know. That's Awakening. It's really interesting. I think the politics were even better in this one. I think this was my favorite book so far of the series. I am excited to see where it goes. Got my handy dandy Kindle right here. Read you some quotes. I didn't have a lot of quotes, if I remember correctly, but I had some. I know there was one that just hit hard. It makes no sense out of context. All right, so if there was one lesson Jimmy would always hold dear, it was this. If something in nature does not need to hide, it can hurt. True. Fair. Poison dart frogs. End of sentence. There has never been a vision seen by a Kieran royal that hasn't come to fruition. It's not a matter of if it will happen, Leona. It's a matter of when. Oh, I got really excited because the ones that can shapeshift, one of them shapeshifted into a cheetah. I like cheetahs. No, I hate Freya, but this line goes hard. Why close your eyes in the face of death? She asks in a soft, lilting voice. Do you not wish to see the beautiful world around you as you die? Would you truly rather spend your last moments in complete darkness? That one hit hard, man. I was like, okay, I don't like you, but that's a good line. She also said this one. Being strong means having a strong will. Strength, to be honest. Like, girl, I don't agree with you or like you, but you spit fire. And there was one last one where they were standing up to tyranny or whatever, and it's just, there was more than one kind of power, and that's it for that. Let me read you the beginning. The day Robin died and John B took the throne, he decided that he and his people would waste no time leaving their camp and traveling to their new home high up in the mountains. However, most of his people wanted to rest. They wanted to mourn the man who had led them since they lost everything on their old island. Robin had given them freedom to mourn, to remember and speak of the dead. But John B wasn't going to let them dwell on things that couldn't be changed. Robin had lived his life and done all he could. There was no reason to shed tears over the past, no matter how recent. The Arrowood people looked up to the steep mountain slope, at the snow swiftly covering the path ahead. They let out a collective sigh. The road was not going to be easy. Those with children and those pushing carts would struggle. John B, on the other hand, was ready to leave. He no longer wanted to remain in the place where his brother had died. A nagging thought also weighed on his mind. The Kieran people might come for them if they don't move soon. After all, Robin wasn't the only king who had lost his life that fateful day. Although John B had struck a truce with Rune, he wasn't entirely sure he trusted the new Kieran king to keep his word, despite their long-standing friendship. He didn't believe Rune would break his promise on his own, no, but John B knew his friend was easily influenced, and he couldn't predict how the Kieran people would react to Rune's inaction of seeking revenge for his fallen brother. Arrowood people, John B called out as he watched them slowly gather their belongings. It is time we leave this place. There is nothing here for us, nor is there anything in the Kieran kingdom that serves us. We must go quickly. I want to put as much distance as possible between us and the Kierans. He was met with the grumbling of nearly everyone present, none more vocal than his half-sister Elysia. We should wait, John B, she said, leveling him with a hard stare. Our people want to mourn. It's clear they want to wait. You have to see that. And not just that, John B, the weather is awful. Think of the families, of the people carrying everything they own on carts. John B's expression turned colder than snow falling along the trail ahead. The look gave Elysia pause. It was no secret that John B didn't share the soft spot for their sister Robin had. Why is she questioning my rule already, John B thought. In front of our people, no less. Instead of answering her, John B turned again to his people. Robin's body will rest in what will become our homeland, the land where we will build our kingdom anew. But in order to lay him to rest, we must get there. The Arrowood people couldn't argue with that. They knew Robin should spend his eternal rest on Arrowood soil, not in Kieran, and certainly not on some random stretch of land. They simply wanted to wait for the weather to clear and get some rest before beginning the trek. But John B didn't see it that way. All he saw was weakness. Instead of following their new king, his people clung to the memory of their old one. And my cats are fighting. That is this entire book. Oh, this is my Kindle. So, that is book 5 of the Archmage series. If you like political intrigue, you like some romance, you like some action, you like some cool stuff, you like some magic, you like some mystery, you like some healing, you like a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in it, actually. Go check it out. Amazon. I don't know. Go get it. It's a good series. It keeps you on your toes, and it will get you yelling at the book, or at least commenting like I was. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to read. This whole series has been a lot of fun. And I don't know. I hope you enjoy it. That's all I got. I don't know what else to say. But the link in the description are in the description. And thanks for watching. I guess I'll see you in the next one. That's Archmage by Leigh Dodson. Bye. See you in the next one.